Wow. Uh what a day. It is the night of Nintendo's E3 showcase, and I'm joined once again by Smooth.
Hello, I am still shaking.
Still shaking. Don't be so dramatic.
I
Don't be
am
so
thinking about
dramatic.
stuff.
But man, oh man, what a show from Nintendo this year. I don't know. I don't know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin. Smooth, you're the guest. I'll let you pick. Where do you want to begin today?
Uh,
So let's talk about Metroid Dread because
I
Metroid
knew
Dread
it.
is oh my gosh, Metroid Dread. When I was a young lad playing Metroid Prime 2, I remember I remember I think I heard it from my older brother. I remember my older brother. I think he was telling me, like, yeah, they're making this new Metroid game, Metroid Dread. And you know, and I say this oftentimes to people, but little known fact, I'm a big, big Metroid fan. I grew up with Metroid just all throughout my life. Metroid Zero Mission, Metroid Fusion, the Prime games. Other M when I got older. Went back and played the classics, of course. I absolutely love Metroid. I love the world. I love the lore. I love the games, the gameplay, all of it. All of it. I'm all in on Metroid. And I remember when I was a little kid, my older brother telling me about Metroid Dread and, telling me that there was a file in, I believe it was Metroid Prime 2. It could have been Prime 1, but I think it was Prime 2 specifically. There was a file in one of those games that read, Metroid Project Dread it was it was something from the Space Pirates where they were talking about working on this project called Project Dread, and like it was just this big thing. It's one of those things where it's like, if you know, you know what I mean. Like, if you're aware of it, you're aware of it. But like, it was just one of those things that was always like, it was like one of those gaming urban legends that you grow up with, and it's like, one of those games where everybody talks about, like, oh, this crazy game's gonna come out, like they're making it, then it never happens until like almost like 20 years later when you're an adult, and it's like you're just like, what is going on? It's just, wow, Nintendo stuff.
I haven't played much Metroid in my life, but I I do definitely want to pick up like the series and play the games more, because even like not being a huge fan of the series, I was still shocked that it was a completely brand new 2D Metroid that was announced.
I can't believe anything that my eyeballs witnessed today.
Same. Mi-
So
Mine for a different reason.
yeah, so in our pre E3 discussion, I said specifically that I wanted to know if Metroid Prime 4 was okay, and I wanted to know if Bayonetta 3 was okay. Bayo 3 could be dead. We still don't know.
Yeah.
But Metroid Prime 4 is still alive and well. They told us, it's still in development. But in the meantime, Metroid Dread, mind blown. That was a mind blowing announcement. That was a very Nintendo out of left field announcement. A new 2D Metroid. I didn't think we'd ever see it again. But forgive me, the name escapes me at the moment. But the director for the project was, talking at the beginning of Nintendo Treehouse Live, and he was saying how, 15 years ago, they wanted to do Metroid Dread, or they wanted to do Metroid Dread. And again, this was back when I was a kid. They wanted to do Metroid Dread, uh, I think it was a little more than 15 years ago they wanted to do it. But a long time ago they wanted to do Metroid Dread. Bottom line, they wanted to do Metroid Dread a long time ago, but they didn't really have the technology or the means to really bring the vision of Metroid Dread to life. And so If you're wondering why I play with this Q-tip, this is from I was cleaning off this Game Boy Advance. This isn't like from my ear. I just want to say that. Anyway, yeah. So they wanted to do the project, but at the time they didn't have the technology to really bring the project to life. Um, and then they scrapped it, shelved it, and then later on they tried it again. They still it still wasn't turning out the way they wanted it, so they shelved it again until they teamed up with what is the studio they teamed up with? The one who did Metroid 2 Samus Returns on 3DS. I have the case right there if I could reach it, but I don't want to reach like past the camera to grab it. Um but
Uh,
oh man, it's gonna bug me. I want to give everybody their credit here. So I'm going to be a little unprofessional and Googled it. Samus Returns. Mercury Steam. I would have never guessed that. It was Mercury Steam. So, he was saying how, the folks over at Mercury Steam uh, really captured the true essence of what a Metroid game could be. And so they knew that if they partnered with them again, they could bring the Dread project to life. And I'm so excited to, it's one of those moments, and I know it's going to sound stupid, but it's one of those moments, where you're just sitting there and you're watching a trailer for a game and you're just like, man, it's good to be alive right now. It's
I
like, man.
had I had that same feeling back when Odyssey was announced.
Dude, when Odyssey was announced, that was a misty-eyed moment for me. We don't got to talk about that. I'm going to get emotional over again. But
Yeah, same.
man, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
Yeah,
Smooth, I'm going to let you take it away from here. I'm going to let you talk about the thing that you're the most excited about because if I keep going on Dread, it'll become the whole entire episode.
well, I wanted to say a little bit with that, with the pre-E3 podcast that we recorded. I said that that I was expecting like at least a teaser or something about Metroid Prime 4,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of got that. It was basically like, as you said, just saying, it's still living, don't worry.
Yeah, I just
It
wanted
ain't
to know if it
dead.
was okay. I just needed to know. I
But
just need to know if they pulled the plug or not. That's all.
I did also mention like there was the rumor of a new 2D Metroid, but it
Yes.
wasn't for sure if it was an original one or a remake or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And I was shocked to see that that was true because when they
That was a jaw
said
dropper.
when they said that we have something else, like something different to show you, I'm like, there's no way. And then it showed. And, like as I said, like as a person that's not really a big fan of the series, I was shocked that
I
that this was real.
I literally gasped, and I'm not somebody who's ever done reaction videos because usually my reactions to stuff are really tame. But like that was a massive shock to me. Specifically when they put on the screen Metroid 5 and then Metroid Dread, I was like, oh my god, it was that was crazy. That was a big shock. That was a massive shock. I actually gasped, like really, like a big gasp too.
Now, the one big thing for me with this presentation was the Mario Party, which was I think it was called Mario Party Superstars. And main reason for that is because, it's literally the well, some of the old boards and most of the old mini games. Now, I am super excited for this, but the one thing I'm disappointed in with it is that it's only 5 boards from the first 3 games. Like they specifically said it was from the Nintendo 64 games for the boards.
Yes.
But for some reason for the mini games, it's 100 mini games from across the series. So why is it 5 boards from the first 3 games, but mini games from the entire series. That doesn't make sense at all. Which makes me kind of hope that there's some kind of DLC for like boards from like the
It's
GameCube
not gonna be
games at
DLC. It's not gonna be
least, which I highly doubt will happen.
DLC.
Stop it.
It's not. It's not gonna
Stop
be.
it.
It's not gonna be DLC, bro. It's not. It's just not.
Hey, I can hope. Freaking Dread happened. I can hope.
Dude, like, honestly, and like I said, you would never know, like just talking to me, you would never know how much I actually like deeply love Metroid
Yeah.
because I never talk about it. But that's only because nothing Metroid ever really happens, Like
Yeah.
Metroid has been a very, very like it's such a,
And
I
pretty
don't know,
dormant.
it's a pretty, I wouldn't say dormant, but it's a very like sparsely distributed franchise. You might get a Metroid game here or there, maybe, but it's not a whole, like, I say the GameCube era was like the biggest era for Metroid because you got like a ton of Metroid games all the way up through Metroid Prime 3. Then they kind of like stopped for no reason. But man, man. So let me say something about Mario Party, because I remember we were talking the other day about and you were saying specifically, like, and I think every time we play Super Mario Party, which I bought this year actually, and I'm really annoyed that I bought it this year because now there's a new one. I would have rather waited to buy the better one, So I'm just like, well, great. I don't know. If I've got $60 burning a hole in my pocket, I'll buy it. But I remember you, Smooth. You were saying that you wanted Nintendo, to bring the old school games to, I believe, what would you say, like the Virtual Console, if they ever did N64 Virtual Console. Another announcement, we didn't get anything about Virtual Console. No news on that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. But
yeah, fantastic.
That is something I did mention and talk about.
Yeah, and you want it, like, to be able to play those Mario Party games, the old school Mario Parties online with friends. And this is, I guess, the closest thing you're going to get to that is being able to play the old school mini games online with friends.
Dude, take it. Like this is, it's pretty much what I was wanting. Basically, them taking the concept of the 3DS game, the Top 100, which was just 100 mini games, remade from the console ones, and it's weird why they did that for the 3DS when they could have easily have done that. Like instead of Super Mario Party, they could have done that with like 7 to 8 or even close to 10 of the old boards and put all that on Switch. Like they could have easily done that, but they did that, and it's like they let such a great idea like that go away, and now they're basically doing that, and it's something I never thought would ever happen. It was a literal pipe dream, and I can't believe it's literally reality right now.
Metroid Dread was like, I never even dreamed of seeing Metroid Dread. I figured it was just one of those dead projects. Here I go again. I can't stop. But I do have something.
Anything related to that?
I do have something insightful to say about your Mario Party. What you were saying about Mario Party there. For one, like with Super Mario Party, it's like you said, yeah. Like, why did they do the top 100 on 3DS when they could have done it on Switch? I think really, like, they wanted to sell the Joy-Cons. I think they really wanted to sell the concept and the idea of using these Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are even on the cover of the game, for Pete's sake.
I like the fact how with the trailer for this new one, they specifically said you can play this with either Joy-Con Pro controller, because they probably knew people would be like, this better not be only Joy-Con, which wouldn't make sense at all.
And and a big reason why I believe that they did that as well. Another reason I think that they wanted to re-release this Mario Party game was because they realized there's a lot of Switch Lite owners out there who otherwise wouldn't be able to play Mario Party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you can play Mario. Now that you can just use regular, standard controls, you can play Mario Party on a Switch Lite, presumably with other people who have their Switch Lites with them.
Hmm.
So that solves that. So yeah, I mean, like this makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons. People have been really missing the old stages and mini games. People don't like the motion controls. There's a lot of Switch Lite owners who aren't able to play Mario Party, and from a business standpoint, it doesn't really make any sense to have a piece of software as big as an IP of Mario Party to isolate an entire part of a large chunk of your consumer base. There's a lot of Switch Lites out there.
And I know one thing you said, earlier today
Mm-hmm.
on why they can't just do Mario Party like they do with Mario Kart with the whole, new stages and
Yeah,
old stages, where it's new, like the new maps, the new mini games, and then there's the legacy maps or boards
yeah,
and the legacy mini games. Like they could
exactly.
easily do that, and I would love if they did that.
I don't know
That would be
why
awesome.
they don't do that. I don't think anybody would complain. I mean, like, hey, give us new content. Yeah, we want new stuff, but like, why can't we have the old stuff too? The old stuff was great. We love the old stuff.
Yeah.
I think that what would have been a better thing for this game because again, of course, this is a Nintendo game that has Mario on the cover, so it's going to release for $60, full retail price $60, which I personally think is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, I personally I just find that to be ridiculous, but it is what it is. Um, yeah. So my whole thing with it is that they could really justify that price by just making it a new game. They could have made Super Mario Party 2. Now you have the option to use Joy-Con controls or you can use a Pro controller. It comes with online multiplayer built in from day one, and it has a bunch of new boards and a bunch of old boards and old mini games. Easy. I actually wouldn't have a problem spending $60 on a game if it was that, you know?
Yeah. I wouldn't
Uh
mind either, especially with the with this new one, the online, and instead of it just only being with friends, you can do it with random people online, with worldwide. And they
I
find
would probably never do that, but
and they made it to where you can save the games, like if you when you're only playing with friends, you can, which would make sense.
yeah.
You can save the games, which is awesome.
Yeah. Overall, I think that it is going to be good. I think it is going to be a Mario Party game worth picking up.
Yeah, because
Um,
they definitely went back to the roots with all those boards, because
I just like being able to use a controller. I
I
I mean
do.
I I mean the Joy-Con controls of Super Mario Party never bothered me. The games work well. The games work well and they're fun mini games, but like
Yeah,
you can't beat a controller. You can't beat traditional, two thumbsticks and buttons. You can't beat it.
especially with how small the Joy Cons are.
Yes, I am going to miss the little beep they give off.
But I'm just because I was watching the treehouse of them showcasing the Mario Party superstars, and like
Oh my goodness.
it's what's up.
Nothing, nothing. Let's just continue.
Oh, okay, okay. I
It's
was
just what
just
just what we were talking about earlier about the treehouse is all.
oh oh yeah, but I know when they were showing it off, I was concerned that it would be like how Super Mario Party plays, but just with the
Hmm.
old boards. But no, like they have some of the old items. They have, it's 20 coins for a star and everything. Like they have battle mini games again, dual mini games, all that stuff like the old ones. And I was it's it's so bad that I'm happy about these minimal things because they haven't been in these Mario parties for so long. But and like aside from, the Mario Party, like I would like there was also, as you said earlier, the whole Super Monkey Ball.
Yeah, that was a thing, like, and funny enough, just today, before I even saw the Nintendo Direct, I had a copy of Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD delivered to me. And yeah, Super Monkey Ball, that's a great announcement overall and in general, because it's not just releasing on Nintendo. Me personally, I'm going to be picking it up on Xbox because I want to get the achievements for it. But PlayStation users, Nintendo Switch players, Xbox players, they can all play the game, and it's great. All the classic Monkey Ball stages from Monkey Ball 1, 2, and Deluxe are all in this package, fully remastered in HD, and it's just going to be a great time. I mean, it's going to be a great time. Those games are absolute 100% bona fide classics. You can't just classics. And we were talking just the other day about this too. About I think I said that, or you said, one of us said that they should do an HD remaster of the classic Monkey Ball games because
Yep,
those games are
definitely
great.
you.
They're Sega. They are classic Sega games that I grew up with. A lot of people grew up with, and we haven't seen that series really in its truest form in a really, really long time. Not a really, really long time. And when I say in its truest form, I mean, of course, in the style of like, Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, um, where it's just more, Super Monkey Ball 1, 2, and Deluxe, where it's just more, traditional stages, the classic Monkey Ball formula. So I'm glad to see those back. I really can't wait to play those. And I'm going to be getting it on Xbox because achievements. If Nintendo had achievements, I'd get it on Switch, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now, but before we move on, I want to just say this. There are going to be some games that we don't talk about. Like, for instance, Shin Megami Tensei 5 or that Danganronpa. We're probably not going to talk
Oh
about
yeah.
those because, like, I've never played a Shin Megami Tensei game before my life. And I have no real valuable opinion of that game. Looks like a cool RPG. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Shin Megami Tensei guy. I don't even know what to make of Danganronpa at all.
It's like it's basically like mystery games.
Oh, okay. But another cool game coming out to multiple platforms is Fatal Frame, Made in Blackwater, released originally exclusively on the Wii U. That is now coming to Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox, which is quite cool.
Oh, that's all
Fatal
platforms.
Frame,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's multiplat right there. Yeah. Um. So yeah, like those games. I never played a Fatal Frame game before. Back when I had a Wii U, I was like what? I don't know. I was a teenager
A wee lad.
of unknown age. I was a wee lad with a Wii U. That's correct. And I didn't want to buy Fatal Frame because it was too scary. So this was before I became a glutton for punishment with like horror games. I don't know. Cause like I played Resident Evil 8 with like a straight face like, throughout like pretty much the entire game. But back in those days, I was like Fatal Frame, I'm good. I don't know if I'm gonna get that one. What do you think, Smooth? You gonna check that out? I don't think I will. Not that it's too scary, but it's just I don't know. I don't know if I really want to play something like that.
I mean, I've never played a Fatal Frame game, but I
Hmm.
mean, hey, if I wanna try it out, why not? I mean, it's a new series. I've never played it. Same with
Yeah,
Super Monkey Ball. Like I've never played one of those games either.
you're gonna love Monkey Ball. I guarantee it. If you don't love Monkey Ball, I will reimburse you the full price that you paid for that game.
Oh,
Cause I'm that confident that you're gonna love that game.
I'm sure I will. I'm
uh,
sure I will. There was
it's just
also
good. It's just so good. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna move on and talk about WarioWare, also a new one.
Interesting thing about WarioWare. So for me, I'm not gonna buy it. It doesn't look good. I mean, it's not traditional WarioWare. I don't know. I don't like the whole entire idea of like them like moving around the screen and everything. Like
I mean,
the
something new
WarioWare
that
I'm
they're doing,
used
yeah.
to. I'm used to WarioWare Shake It on the Wii. Which I think is a fantastic Wii game. If you don't have WarioWare Shake It, you're doing yourself a disservice. That game is excellent.
Wait, you mean Wario Land,
Um,
or was the
no,
WarioWare also called
I
Shake
mean
It?
WarioWare. Oh no! I'm sorry. It's not WarioWare Shake It. It's WarioWare Smooth Moves. That's the one. Yeah, Smooth Moves is the one I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
Not Wario Land Shake It but I'm talking about WarioWare Smooth Moves. Yeah, so my mistake. But yeah, WarioWare Smooth Moves. I mean, is an excellent game. because of just like I don't know, like the mini games were just like so quick and like rapid fire and like simple and everything. And that's what WarioWare is. It's like doing quick rapid fire mini games back to back to back. And I don't know, this one like from the gameplay of it, it didn't really look that cool. But there is another detail about it that I would like to discuss. But Smooth, let's hear what you have to say about it first, about that WarioWare game.
Well, I mean, once again, it's another series I haven't really played a game in, and I
Yeah.
mean, I've always known it was just little mini games, for
Oh,
the
go figure.
game. Yeah, but I've never really given them a try. I don't know if I'll pick this one up. I might try and hunt down maybe an older one. Not sure,
I
but
think
I
the
mean,
Smooth Moves is pretty cheap. That's a good one to try out.
but I don't know if I'll get this one. I mean, I might in the future if like the price goes down potentially. But
Interesting thing about the price. That segues perfectly into my next point. WarioWare, get it together, is releasing, according to online listings that I've seen so far, for $49.99. I want to ask you folks at home the question. How is it that Nintendo makes a brand new game from scratch and it's $49.99, but an HD remaster of a 10-year-old game
oh boy,
costs $59.99? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword sitting there, $59.99. Brand new WarioWare game, $49.99. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Skyward Sword was made like 10 years ago. I'm just. I'm,
we understand.
let's move on.
We understand. We understand. I think it broke him. Uh, yeah, I don't know if I'll pick it up. As I said, maybe later if the
What
price goes down.
Did
Probably.
somebody just get shot?
Wait, what?
I just heard a loud bang.
Oh, loud bang. What?
Oh, well, never mind.
I hope not. I'm in this place.
Maybe I got shot. You don't know.
Oh shoot. You're still doing the podcast. What a guy.
I'm a real trooper.
But
Oh
I know
boy,
with
oh
the
boy.
WarioWare, Nintendo did some kind of like Twitter poll or something, asking people if they would want a new one for Switch.
Yeah,
I uh I guess they
them
made
Twitter
their answer
polls.
pretty quick, huh? It's like
Them Twitter
that
polls.
wasn't even like a month ago when they did that. It's like they knew. Well, they did, yeah, but yeah. But
I don't know. I don't know. It's just the gameplay of that game it doesn't look WarioWare enough to me, which is a
I
strange thing to say. But
I know when the Super Monkey Ball was getting announced, it had the background of like bananas and banana coins, and like
hmm
as I said to you earlier, Jax, my heart almost like freaking stopped, and I thought it was the Donkey Kong thing for a second, but then it said 20th anniversary. I'm like, it isn't. Dang it!
and then you realize that you'd been had.
I was tricked. I was tricked. It's like Nintendo knew about the rumor, and they're like, we're gonna fool so many people.
Speaking of Monkey Ball, it's getting an absolutely beautiful 20th anniversary collector's pack, which oh man, retailing for $39.99. I'm just saying, and I'm just saying, and I'm just saying, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania is retailing for $40, but Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is $60. I'm just saying.
We understand your pain. You don't have to get it.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
But also,
Sonic
oh my
Colors
god.
is retailing for $40.
Uh,
And I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
but
I'm just saying.
speaking of pain, Smash Brothers, the new fighter. Tekken.
Kazuya from Tekken.
I
Yeah.
once I seen that haircut, I'm like, is that Tekken? Yeah, it's Tekken.
Yeah, once I saw him toss somebody off the cliff, I was like, "Hey, it's that guy from Tekken." I didn't remember his name.
I never really played Tekken, but I knew the haircut, so I knew it was from. I also
Yeah, I
kind of feel
mean,
like we should have had a fighter from Tekken at this point.
honestly, I mean, I'm not like other, like Nintendo fans who get really upset about what characters get into Smash and what characters don't. Personally,
This is
I
Fire.
mean, I've been generally pleased with what we've gotten so far. It's just the Fire Emblem characters were really they were a bit much because it was like there were so many Fire Emblem characters and I was just like,
Yeah.
come on, like come on. Yeah, there were way too many Fire Emblem characters.
If they wanted
But
to, if they wanted to put a first party character from a game, like do it from a series that doesn't have many fighters, like Kirby or something.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what was up with the
Not
Fire
Fire
Emblem
Emblem.
stuff. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I really, I'm not like I like Tekken. I like Tekken. Tekken's cool. I'm not like a huge Tekken like fan. I'm not very good at fighting games, so I don't really play a lot of fighting games. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, cool. I'm not upset. I'm not ecstatic. I'm just kind of like cool, yeah, nice.
I think he'll be a fine addition to the
Yeah,
roster. Like
I think he'll do well.
I
Yeah,
have no problems with him being added to the game
I,
because
I,
I feel like I feel like somebody from Tekken should have been added like long ago. But
I
that
also like the
just
fact that Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that just means that we have one more character left to be revealed for Fighter Pass 2.
Yeah, last character.
So they better be ending it big or not, who knows.
Um, what I was gonna say was that I like that there's a small, section of I guess quote fighting game fighters in Smash now. You have Ken, Ryu, uh, Ken with a hat, and now you have Kazuya.
Hey,
I actually don't. Terry Bogard. I actually did not remember his name.
oh my god. I thought you were doing that because I like, like
No,
wait a
I
minute.
had to stop and think about his name. But yeah, like now we have like these four fighters who all have like that sort of fighting game style. I'm assuming Kazuya is also going to be the same way, where he's always facing his opponent and whatnot.
Most likely,
But yeah,
yeah.
so, I mean that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. I mean,
Yeah. I
cool.
I uh I have no problems with him being added to the game. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure I might like him because he's a character from a
I
fighting
don't
game,
have
so
much of
I'll probably like
anything to say about that. Um,
Yeah,
I
not
I don't have
me
much of
neither.
anything to say about that. Yeah.
I haven't really played Tekken, so this ain't like a really big addition for me. But at the same time, like I'm not really disappointed or anything.
Yeah,
I haven't really
I
been
think he's worthy.
disappointed in.
I think he's smash
I haven't
worthy.
really been. Yeah, I haven't even. I've never really been disappointed in a character being added. Well, except Byleth, but I mean, I know Byleth is pretty fun to play, but like, why Fire
I've
Emblem
been pretty
again?
satisfied with all the characters that have come to Smash, especially
Yeah,
in this recent Fighters pack. Pretty much all the characters I've really
Sephiroth.
enjoyed. Sephiroth. So there is, of course, the biggest thing that we have to talk about, but we're gonna put a pin in that for last.
Oh man.
Before that, though, yeah, was there anything else? I mean, let's take a minute to talk about some of the things that we didn't see, right? That we didn't see. Actually, before that, was there anything else at all during this show that really jumped out at you? For me, there really wasn't. After I saw
Uh,
Metroid, I was done. I was like, that's it. I'm done.
yeah, there was. Actually, I'm kind of surprised they didn't save Metroid until like the second to the last announcement before
Mhm.
showing Zelda. I'm kind of surprised on that one. But there wasn't much else because the other things were like other games coming to the Switch from like series I've never really played. So
Mhm.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
a bad
same. I
pick
mean, like
for me.
Monster Hunter Stories, that looks cool, you know. I mean, I already have Dragon Ball Z Kakarot on Xbox. I mean, you can see I have the giant collector's edition behind me, you know, behind
Yeah,
Wario.
I'm scared to think on how well that's gonna run on Switch.
Who's our third guest star for the show? Yeah, that game, it didn't look like it was gonna run well on Switch.
Nope.
Honestly, it did not look like it was gonna run well at all.
One
But
thing one thing I remember not looking good running in that presentation was that Worms
Worms.
game. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that looked like it was running on like a phone from 2011.
That
That
thing
looked awful.
looks so bad.
That looked awful. That looked really bad. You know, I will say this one thing though. Shin Megami Tensei 5. I personally am kind of disappointed that it's not coming. I mean, and maybe it will. Maybe it's just a timed exclusive, but I'm kind of disappointed that it's not coming to you know, bigger platforms like Xbox or PlayStation. It's very disappointing. I mean, you may be wondering, why is that disappointing? Why does it matter that it's coming to Switch? Because, I mean, a game like Shin Megami Tensei 5, I would want to run on some, you know, capable hardware. You know, hardware that's really capable of making a visually
One that
appealing.
one that
This
has
is this is. T-
one that
I
has
realize
Ethernet.
this. I realize this sentence is becoming very negative. I'm not. It's not to say that the Switch can't make visually appealing games.
Because
It's
it
just
can,
that,
yeah.
you know, yeah, like it's just I would like higher resolutions and performance out of it. You know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of disappointing that Shin Megami Tensei 5 is Switch exclusive. But then again, I've never played one of the games, so I really don't care.
Another game that's supposed to
Monster
be Switch
Hunter
exclusive is AO3, but who knows when that's coming.
Bayo 3, I don't want to talk about it right now. It's just going to stress me out. I'm having a good day, Smooth. I don't want to ruin that. But Monster Hunter Stories 2 actually looks really interesting. I think I might want to check that out. There's a demo coming. I'll play the demo, see how I like it. But that looked cool. That looked cool. I was never able to get into Monster Hunter. I tried out Monster Hunter World a little bit, but I don't know. It was just a little bit too open ended for me. I feel like sometimes when games are too open like that, it kind of I don't know. It's kind of not my thing. But Monster Hunter Stories, that looks cool. Like a linear, you know, Monster Hunter adventure set in that world. Rathalos, you know, etc., etc.
Hello.
Rathalos. But yeah, I mean, I really can't think of anything else in this show that really was just incredibly amazing. One thing though, honestly, the more I see that Mario Golf game, the more I'm like, dang, I kind of want to buy that Mario Golf game
They're
because
actually
that
putting more
actually
into that than I
it
thought they
actually
would.
looks it actually looks like legitimately like good, and like I kind of like I'm just like, am I going to spend $60 to golf with Mario?
Because they showed off that battle golf. The
Yeah.
I'm guessing there'll be like legacy courses you can play through because they showed off New Donk City.
Yeah, I also really like that there's like a story mode for your me, because
Yeah.
personally I think my me is adorable and I like seeing him do stuff in games. It just makes me laugh. But yeah, I mean like cool stuff, cool stuff. It's
Yeah.
like that game looks like legitimately good and fun, and it's like, you know, we're living in a world where, and Mario Tennis Aces also look to be like a really good and fun and interesting Mario sports game. And I dare I say it, is Nintendo trying with their sports games again? Is this like is
Please.
are they
Please.
trying? Like is it just
Please.
me?
Please.
Is it just me? Is it?
No, no, because they're putting a lot more into this
Cuz
than
Aces
I thought they would.
Aces, like if you look at Aces versus Mario Tennis Ultra Smash on Wii U, it's night and day. Like there was a lot of like thought put into Aces. You can tell when you play that game. There was a lot more thought put into that game. And this Mario
Like,
Golf game, it looks like, yeah, they're really thinking, how can we make golf more Mario, more fun and more interesting?
yeah,
And dang it, it
Ultra
looks good.
Smash, Ultra Smash was basically just, uh, it's basically just Tennis Open, the one on 3DS, but with less content somehow. I don't know how they did
But
that.
somehow less stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
But like when they had to show off more new stuff for this golf game, like the freaking battle golf, and like it looks like
dude,
legacy courses for
I
some things, I'm like,
I hate
shoot,
how
they're
much
actually
I
putting more
want
in. Like,
that game. I hate
yeah,
how much I want it.
they're
I
actually
hate that it legitimately looks good and
they're
looks
put
like it's worth the money.
yeah, they're putting more into that than I thought they would. Not gonna lie.
Shocking.
Do I
Scandalous
still
even.
do I still think it should be worth 60? Probably not. But it's Mario, so it's always gonna be worth
See,
60.
I don't know because like when I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, there's a story mode where you play as your me. There's all these like courses and all these like, other modes you can do. I'm like, this might be like a $60 game. Like this it looks like they really did put a lot of work and effort into this game. Like I'm kind of loosening up my death grip on the whole entire this game should be cheaper thing.
And then
It
and then you get reminded of Skyward Sword.
I mean like I mean like
Here we go
I
again.
mean
Speaking of Legend of Zelda,
I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 is going to release for $60. So I'm just saying.
oh my God.
I'm just saying. How are these two games releasing for the same price? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Skyward Sword HD is releasing for the same price that presumably Breath of the Wild 2 is going to cost. Oh, I'm just saying. And not even that, but it's releasing for the same price that Breath of the Wild 1 launched at.
Here.
So I'm just saying. That's all.
So I'm just saying.
So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Who do they think they are?
Speaking of Breath of the Wild too, if you're wanting
Hope
to
that
move on
game
to that
flops
stuff.
tremendously. Not Breath of the Wild 2. Well, before we talk about Breath of the Wild 2, let's talk about that game and watch. Nya, 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 nya.
Man, I can't believe they re-releasing Link's Awakening again. Oh my God.
Yes, and this time it's cheaper.
Yeah. 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 Dang it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
I want one of those. I have the Mario Game and Watch. I never took it out of the box. Actually, I'm trying to see where I put it because I sat it somewhere before
I completely forgot what that all had.
I don't know where I even put mine. What, the Mario Game and Watch? It just has Super Mario Brothers and I don't know, some other crap. I never took it out of the box because it was a collector's item, and I'm a psychopath. So
Ah.
the Zelda thing, it might be the same situation. Although the Zelda one had the box doubles as a display case, so I might take that one out of the box. I might take it out of the box and see what it's like on the inside of the box. That might happen. I don't know.
I might get that one too, just to have it. Just as collection and everything.
Yeah, I feel like I have to buy it because perhaps another little known fact. The original Legend of Zelda is one of my favorite Zelda games of all time, as is Zelda 2 on NES. Those games are both really good. And I also really love Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. Nya, 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 nya. So, I don't know.
When they showed that off, I was really hoping that there would be some kind of collection as well of like of some games. I thought that was what was
Well,
coming. And then he said when they were on Link's Awakening that there would be no other Switch titles. I'm like, God dang it.
I mean, like, the only games that are really, like, honestly, I don't understand why they don't just, like, port double pack Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD. Here you go, buy them. I
Yeah.
mean, that's easy. That's easy. Just port them.
I mean, shoot, instead of having Skyward Sword being its own thing, have it be like a triple pack. Why not?
Yeah, they could do that, but they don't want to.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, but it's just like, you have two fully functional HD versions of games that you redid for the Wii U. They probably didn't sell well because they were, again, on the Wii U, repackage those bad boys, put them on a Switch, and then you're good to go. It just prints money. I should work at Nintendo. Hire me, Nintendo. Make all the decisions for you.
I thought the Wind
It would
Waker
just print
one.
money.
I thought Wind Waker HD sold pretty all right, but the Twilight Princess one
I
wasn't
mean,
as good.
they sold as well as they could for being on the Wii U. No Wii U game really sold well, you know?
Mhm.
Like even Mario Kart 8 underperformed on the Wii U because there was just not enough people with a Wii U.
Or Smash.
And that, yes. You
And
know.
that. Yes, that was a thing.
It's disappointing, but it is what it is. Disappointing, but it is what it is. So, with all that being said, everything all laid out on the table.
With that being said,
It's
goodbye.
finally bye. No, it's finally time to talk about what things we didn't see at this show. What did we not see? Before we talk about the big thing, what did
That
we not
that,
see?
that shall not be
Before we
named.
talk about the big thing that shall not be named because it'll make my head explode, what did we not see? We didn't see Splatoon 3, and we didn't see Pokemon Legends Arceus. We didn't even see Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl, which I thought at least would get some playtime at Nintendo Treehouse, considering
Yeah.
the fact that those games are coming out in November. But no, we didn't get anything for either of those, so it's kind of strange. Um, that's kind of strange. Uh, that Donkey Kong Country game, I mean that Donkey Kong whatever game doesn't exist. I didn't think it existed
There
because
was nothing Kirby related either.
nothing Kirby related either. I didn't really expect anything Kirby related. Um, but yeah, let's talk about that Donkey Kong rumor for a minute. Do you think that could still happen? Do you think they just didn't show it off this year? Do you think it's still something in the works, or do you think that rumor was just completely false?
Well, I know at the end of the show, they said that there were some games that they were, still working on that they couldn't show off. So
Mm-hmm.
like it's a possibility, but also it was, just a rumor, and with how the rumor was said, I don't know. I don't think so, but like shoot, you never really know. Like they freaking
You never know with Nintendo.
surprised us with stuff today. Like
Metroid Dread has renewed my faith in Nintendo doing crazy out of pocket stuff.
same.
Uh,
That's why I'm like, it could happen.
but yeah, I Splatoon 3 is coming out in 2022, isn't it?
Yeah.
We saw nothing of that. I suppose that'll be E3 2022. Big Splatoon blowout, big Breath of the Wild 2 blowout. E3 2022 is going to be huge. It's already
Yeah.
predetermined that E3 2022 is going to be huge. Even though Aonuma said that he was targeting 2022 as the release date, I don't think they're sure they can reach that. So, hopefully, cross our fingers here that Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't get pushed into, say, 2023. So let's just
Uh,
all cross our fingers for that. It would be unfortunate, but these things happen in the industry.
I
Um,
like how you're so much nicer with this than another game.
what other game?
Halo.
You're talking about some Infinite, because bro, Breath of the Wild 2 is not a launch title for a platform.
I, I know.
It's not a launch title. It's like we have tons of other games to play already. It's not like I'm starving, foaming at the mouth for a new game, even though I am foaming at the mouth for this particular game. But you know what I mean? Like, so apples and oranges, apples and oranges.
What I will say is that I was completely wrong on them doing a port of Woolly World, which
Oh, I forgot you said that.
which I like. As I said, it was a complete wild card because, like, why not? You never know. But that definitely
I
didn't
think Woolly
happen.
World is a fantastic Yoshi game, and I think more people should play that, and I think more people should get the opportunity to play it because it is just a fantastic game.
Oh yeah.
But for as long as we have the Switch, for as long as that hardware is still pumping, we could still see Wii U re-releases. I think that the Wii U re-releases have really been some of the things that have really carried Nintendo through some of these years. It's almost like the total flub of the Wii U has really helped them in the future more than it hurt them in the past, because now you have a ton of games you can just slap an HD remaster on it, slide it out the door, and it'll make you some money. Easy peasy, you know?
Yeah.
So, and that helps to fill in the gaps between major game releases. So, that's good and that's cool.
And I don't know what I was gonna say. Never mind. Oh, now I know. I was
Yeah.
just I was pretty shocked that there was another thing with Mario announced, with it being Mario Party. Like I thought Mario Golf was gonna be the only thing Mario related like this year.
No, they gotta Mario it up
Well,
every
later,
year.
later this year is what I should say, because
Every year is Mario.
yeah,
I am Nintendo.
because three, oh God, Charles, please, but but I
You
know with
sit at Doug Bowser's desk.
Bowser,
It's in my office.
it's always my year, every year. But with 3D World being, earlier this year, and Mario Golf being, for the summer, I thought that would be it, since, we passed, the anniversary, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But no, they surprised with the Mario Party, which is literally running on the same like literally the same graphics and the same animations from Super Mario Party. It's it. I thought they would change it up a little, but I mean, honestly, I'm fine with it because Super Mario Party looked pretty good either way.
So Bayo 3 is on life support still. Waiting to see if they pull the plug. Yeah, no
But
Bayo 3 news.
at
A
least we
big
got
one.
something with Prime 4. Like at least news letting us know it's still
Yeah.
kicking.
A big one a lot of people were expecting. I personally did not think it would happen. I still think this thing probably exists. Probably. Switch Pro. No Switch Pro at all.
Yeah.
No mention of it. I knew we weren't getting Switch Pro news when Nintendo put out their little thingy that said this will be a show focusing exclusively on Switch software. Like when they explicitly laid that out, I was like, there's no hardware news at all. I was kind of half hoping that they would show off some hardware because personally I want a Switch Pro, I would like one. But it's quite clear that it's not happening anytime soon. Not until next year. It's just, that's just the way it is. Not unless they drop a surprise direct in the middle of the summer and they're like, coming early 2022, Switch Pro, knock your socks off. I don't know. But you know,
I
eh,
doubt that. I do
I
believe that
I doubt it as well, but it could happen.
I believe there probably will be a direct later this year, because like at the end of it they did say, there are some games that they're working on that they couldn't show off today. So there might be
Yeah.
a direct later in the year to probably talk about probably games coming early 2022. I can see that happening.
Yeah, they're gonna probably have to do like some sort of a direct, but honestly, they usually do those in January,
Well,
um,
yeah.
where they like announce like a game's like coming like super super soon.
But
Personally, I think that we're going to get a direct later on this year, but I think it's going to be dedicated to smaller games. We're
yeah.
definitely going to get a Pokemon Direct.
Oh,
And there's
easily.
like a very small chance that we might hear about the hardware later on this year. I don't know. Like, if anything, Nintendo might say that it exists, not say what it is, but say that, like, hey, a Switch Pro model does exist. Although, I feel like them saying that would impact sales of the Switch because people probably be like, well, I'll just wait. Uh, or well, shoot, I'll just wait for the Switch Pro to release. I'm not even gonna go for the Switch.
I'd laugh if they announced a Switch Pro and they spend like a couple minutes talking about it finally having an Ethernet port. Like specifically just talking about that for no reason.
Um, Honestly, I don't know. I don't even want to get my hopes up about the Switch Pro at all.
I honestly don't think it really
I
exists,
I really
honestly.
hope that under Nintendo's new leadership, under the leadership, that would launch a Switch Pro, that they would make different decisions.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I don't really have much else to add there.
I mean, I hope that their team, their hardware team, is more forward thinking than they were with the Switch, because the Switch was a good idea, but I also think the Switch was overall and generally speaking a half baked console. That's how I feel like it was the core concept worked, and that was what the important part was. The important thing was nailing the core concept of having this console that can switch from TV to handheld. But everything else, just the online services, the UI, the Joy Cons, just everything else was just really half baked. Um, the store still not. There's so many things with the Switch that I feel like they just didn't really think it all the way through, and I hope that really they just look at the gaming landscape as a whole. And I'm gonna get on my soapbox a little bit here, but it's like it's like
You were already there.
Nintendo the Nintendo Switch could be good enough. You know, the Nintendo Switch is good enough as it is. It's good enough for a lot of people. It's good enough for millions of people. But Nintendo has never been a company that was about just good enough. Nintendo's always been a company, for as long as I've known them, for as long as I've grown up with them. They've always been a company that's been focused and dedicated to bringing people the best possible experience that they can in the most unique way possible. And by omitting core features like, uh, you know, having an Ethernet port on your system, and I've said it before, Smooth. I said it during the pre-E3 show that every single video game system, like since past, like the Xbox original generation, every single one has had an Ethernet port. The original Xbox had an Ethernet port. The PlayStation had an adapter where you could plug in an Ethernet port. Well, the Wii did too, so I guess that's a moot point. But my point is, the Xbox had one built in, PS3 had one built in, 360 had one built in, Xbox One, PS4, etc., etc., etc. Nintendo still drags their feet on this. The fact that their store still sucks. The fact that we still use these friend codes and everything. When we get a Switch Pro, I want to see a massive overhaul. I want to see a Nintendo that's really trying to deliver us the best possible experience. Not just it's good enough to play some Nintendo games on experience. That's not what I want. I want to play my Switch more. I want to. Let me just put my soapbox away. Let's
And
talk about Zelda.
I remember this podcast being about being happy about it.
You have to talk about it.
I know.
Yeah, you have to say it. You have to say it.
Like,
But
this is just a strange segment right here.
I'm just saying, if they're doing a Switch Pro, I want them to go all in. I want them
Yeah.
to give their full Nintendo effort. I want them to strive to make a console that is as good as it can possibly be.
I do agree with everything, because yeah, the hardware itself, the store is very bland. There's even minimum things like themes and all that. It just
It
not
just
much.
kills me, being somebody who spent the last generation primarily on Xbox One, it and just seeing how hard that team worked to deliver people the best possible experience they could get on Xbox, and even seeing how hard the folks are working now on Series X, and then just making sure that they're delivering people the best possible gaming experience they can get on Series X, throughout the entire Xbox ecosystem. It's like,
Should
you know,
I get the soapbox back out?
no, it's okay. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm just saying. Like, coming from that to to playing on Nintendo Switch, it's completely night and day with the way that Nintendo's handling this platform. But it's time to talk about the Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. It's
Hmm.
probably gonna be a short segment because I can't talk about this very much because I honestly, I'm so excited that if I talk about it anymore, I'm going to be up all night thinking
Oh,
about it.
no, do
And
tell, do tell. Why? Actually, please don't, please
there's
don't.
so much in that trailer, Link with that, with that sort of infected, half mutated like machine infused arm. The whole entire idea of you being able to travel through the sky now is just wow.
With the
Um
first shot of him skydiving into those islands in those sky islands, like I got literal chills.
very Miyazaki. Uh very Miyazaki. Like I got Miyazaki vibes. Um you know, was it Spirited Away? I believe that's his name, Miyazaki. I believe.
Don't ask
You know,
me.
Spirited Away, Castle in the Sky, Studio Ghibli.
Well, yeah, I know about those. I've never seen them though, but I know about them.
Yeah, with just the way it looked. That's like kind of the art style that it evoked. Link rocking the long hair. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Seemed like kind of a Greek thing going on with this outfit. You know, with the sandals and with the hair and with the garb he was wearing. It looked very Greek. You know.
Yeah, it did. I
Um,
kind of like it.
Now I
And
will say this for all you folks at home. I only watched the trailer once, so I don't know all the details. But go ahead, Smooth.
well, I was just gonna say like it seemed like with his arm that you could do the things that you could do on the
Yes.
Sheikah slate with the arm.
Yes.
And one of the things was like
Yeah.
going through going through solid objects. Like what the heck?
Yeah. Um Alnuma and his team are absolutely just they're cooking up something crazy, and I am so in for everything. I mean, like, we still don't know much about the story. We still don't know what's going on with Ganon. We don't know what's going on with anything really.
Yeah.
Uh but I'm so excited for it. Just the whole entire aesthetic of it is just blowing my mind. The fact that they're doing all of these things with Zelda, it's like it felt like for years, and it's the same thing, that Alnuma said, like where, the breaking the traditional conventions of a Zelda game. And yeah, like when I was a kid growing up,
Yeah.
the Zelda game that I was playing the most was Ocarina of Time. Then it was Wind Waker. Then it was Twilight Princess. Then it was Skyward, of course, Majora's Mask as well. Um,
Yeah.
and then there was Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, and they all were like the same game. And it's almost like a
And
feeling of them taking the training wheels off of the Zelda series and really letting it become something new, and it's extremely exciting. It's very exciting.
I am I'm very excited for this game.
I
And just
just
just seeing that final shot,
It's
I'm just
eye
like,
popping.
I want to play this now.
It was just eye popping, and it hurts to talk about because it's so far away in 2022. It feels like
They
an eternity. It feels like an eternity.
they knew how good that last shot looked because they were on that shot for like a good 30 seconds.
I thought they were gonna do a name reveal for the game, but then they didn't.
That's what I thought that's what they were gonna do too.
But yeah, next year we're we're playing Zelda. Oh my goodness! But this year, all right, folks. Sorry for the abrupt cut. We had a slight technical difficulty, so I had to cut abruptly. But as I was saying, um, yeah. In closing, this is going to be a really stacked year. Microsoft had their showcase on Sunday, and there's a lot of games I really want to play on my Xbox. I'm going to be playing some Back for Blood. I'm going to be playing Halo Infinite. Going to be playing Forza Horizon 5. Going to be playing Stalker 2. It's just there's so many and so many other games. Psychonauts 2 that's coming, and that's exciting. All that Game Pass stuff is really really great. Just being able to play those games without having to actually spend the $60 or $70 on a disc. It's absolutely incredible. And I'm so excited for that. And then on top of that, Metroid Dread, this new Monkey Ball remaster is coming out. There's a new Mario Party. There's the Mario Golf game. For people who love their RPGs. You've got Monster Hunter Stories and Shin Megami Tensei 5, which I believe they're coming this year. I believe they're coming. I think Shin Megami Tensei 5 is coming this year. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe those games I mentioned are all coming this year, but
They should be.
regardless, it's all just so exciting. This is such a great year. I the only thing is that I'm just wondering what exactly Sony's going to do with the PlayStation 5 this year, but that's a conversation for another day and another episode of Orbit because I think unless there's anything else you want to add, Smooth, I think we're just about done here.
Nah, pretty much
Mark my
spoken about
words
everything I wanted to.
as
Oh.
mark my words, as soon as we finish this, there's going to be something that comes up that I'm going to want to talk about. And I'm going to be like, "Dang it, I forgot to mention that on the show."
I'm trying to
But
think of anything else, but I think we basically nailed all like the big reveals and
yeah, all the
everything.
big I mean like just man, that Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, man. It speaks for itself. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, and if you haven't played Breath of the Wild, go play it. There was also the Age of Calamity DLC, but I don't have Age of Calamity yet, so I really don't have much to say about that.
I like the fact
Uh,
how they just showed Zelda on the freaking bike.
Zelda on like a unicorn bike. I don't know. I don't even know what that
The
meant.
Master Cycle, yeah.
I'm not
That
sure what that was supposed to mean.
that's a different weapon variation for her. So like same thing with why Link had I don't know guardian nunchucks. I don't know what those are. But
Bro, like I don't know.
but yeah, it's like a different weapon variant. So like you like click on the character and it'll have a different choice of weapons. So like the Master Cycle is I guess going to Zelda, which is
Apparently so.
very odd.
Um, apparently so. But I think that's just about going to do it for this episode of Orbit. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. And Smooth, once again, it's always a pleasure to have you here on the show.
Mario.
Yes, Mario.
Yes.
It's an absolutely stacked year so far for video games. Between Microsoft and Nintendo, I'm going to be playing a whole lot this year. And I hope that you folks at home have a great year
My
of
wallet is
gaming
crying.
as well. What was that?
My wallet is crying.
Mine isn't because I have Game Pass. So
Well, I'm talking in terms of the Nintendo stuff,
yeah,
not the Xbox
yeah,
stuff. Like, because most of the stuff I was interested in is going to Game Pass, so I'm like, sweet.
yes, very exciting stuff. But yeah, the Nintendo stuff. I mean, for me, I'm just picking up Metroid Dread. That's probably gonna be the one Nintendo game I pick up. Might get that Mario Golf. I don't know, maybe. But
And
it's
the
just it's this is
yeah,
a great year for
Metroid
gaming.
and Dread, that's coming on October 8th, so it's somewhat close.
Yeah, it's not very far at all. Very excited for all of this stuff. But yeah, thank you all for joining us once again on Orbit. Next time on the show, we're gonna talk a little bit about PlayStation 5 and where it's been, how far it's come, in the 7 months just about that it's been on the market now, and what the rest of 2021 looks like. So stay tuned for that. But from all of us here at Orbit, have a good night and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all next time.
Adios.